cutting across Rahul Shrivastava. Rahul, NCP's Majid Memon says that it's not like people are going to go back to paying prices that they used to a year ago. It's not like there's going to be a huge or a massive difference with this excise duty cut. There's still a lot that needs to be done by the central government to really bring down prices further to sort of benefit people truly on ground. This excise cut is not it, is what he says. How would you look at that? Does it really bring much of a difference to the common man?
You see, I think there is a bit of a political sniping here, Nabila, because if you recall, last time in November when the centre had cut duty, the BJP ruled and several non-BJP ruled states like Odisha had cut their VAT simply to announce some kind of relief for the common man. Now the idea that why Maharashtra should be singled out, because remember these are the states which did not cut the duty last time around, and in fact if you recall, in what a move which can be interpreted as political, in a meeting to discuss the COVID situation, I think on the 27th of April, Prime Minister had advised states that several states which did not cut duty on levies on petrol and diesel should do so to provide relief to the Aam Aadmi. It was virtually letting the cat among the pigeons. But the fact is that each time there is a cut or there is a hike as far as prices, there is a benefit to the states which is in proportion or in percentage terms the earnings of the states go up. While the central excise and other cesses are fixed, somewhere the states are earning in proportional terms more each time there is a hike. So actually a hike is good news for states, and that is why this cut will eventually have a negative impact on states because their earnings will go down. One will have to wait and see what kind of responses one gets.
Well, we're going to try and patch Rahul's audio there. But from what we understand, this certainly has come as a huge relief. It needs to be implemented immediately. But of course, the BJP has just announced that excise duty will be slashed by 8 rupees for petrol, by 6 rupees for diesel. This means it amounts to a reduction of petrol prices by a whopping 9.5 rupees per litre, and diesel prices dropped by 7 rupees per litre. Undoubtedly a huge surprise and breather for the common man who work on a very meager budget, a very tight budget, considering that inflation is looming large on India and across the globe. Here we're looking at a price cut in fuel and diesel that will really come as a big boost to the common man these difficult times. Economically, every Indian right now seems to be struggling. In fact, big Indian companies as well, conglomerates, who are all reeling under rising costs, and of course demand also has significantly dropped. We're looking at prices rising, demand that has dropped, and now at a time like this, fuel price being dropped will only boost business, will boost a common man who's working on a really small budget. Rahul Shrivastava, who's with us. Rahul, you were saying, apologies, your audio went off. Here, the common man, will they really receive immediate relief, or is this going to take some time for them to actually feel the benefits?
You see, Nabila, whenever there is a cut in fuel prices, there is definitely a bit of a lag time. Why there is a lag time? Because companies have purchased oil, and oil is being kept at a certain level. So by tonight, if the price reduction, excise reduction comes into play, it will be depicted tomorrow morning. That means sometime 6 o'clock tomorrow morning onwards. So if somebody fills petrol or diesel at a cheaper price tomorrow morning, then takes X good from Delhi to Nashik, it will have a time lag because it is not instantaneous. And that is why there will be readjustment as far as the prices because of the lesser fuel prices, and that is why it usually takes a bit of time. But that's what one will have to see, whether the prices which were heated up because of high fuel prices, people revert them back to safer levels or lower levels than earlier, because it is a saying that in economies that when the prices go up, they rarely do come down. So one will have to wait and see that whether that kind of cooling impact will be concerned. But I think the bigger impact will be on the direct cost to the consumers. Say the farmers, the diesel they buy, it will be coming cheaper. So it will be a relief to them. A common man, when he takes his motorcycle or car or something, he will be getting better fuel. So the margin money in terms of amount of money he was spending till day before yesterday on fuels will go down, will definitely create that extra cash in his pocket. So it will actually bring that relief. Second, that money can go into purchase of other goods and commodities in the market, and that will actually boost demand. It will have a longer cascading impact. And if we see the GST collection since November, Nabila, there is a definitely, if not a stated correlation, but one can see that since November last year, when the government, despite high crude prices in the market, announced that there will be a 10 and 5 rupee cut in petrol and diesel prices, and the states, barring Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and others, they also responded with a similar move by reducing their VAT. We found that by April, the earnings, by May even, the earnings from GST had gone up to levels which were the highest since GST had kicked in July 2017. So that kind of correlation can obviously, in what you call in layman's economics, can be talked about, that definitely once the government has moved in, it will have an impact. Second important, I think, economic measure is the additional subsidy being given, offered to farmers. I think that's one segment which really needs hand-holding. Nabila, we are looking at a very, very severe summer, and there is always already worry about monsoons. Now, at a time when you have had a very severe summer, your output is expected to go down. That means that the earnings of farmers will go down. The next crop should not get impacted. And the best thing to do that is before that, at the nascent stage, or at the stage of when the first crop is ending. At that time, the relief is provided to the farmers, so that the next bounty from agriculture, which, as I said earlier, employs